What's your comfort movie? Galaxy Quest. R.I.P. Alan Rickman. Never Give Up, Never Surrender. By Grabthar's Hammer. What is savings? They were termites or Dalmatians. I can't really remember because I was kind of hungover. The Old Animated Mulan. Musical notes, let's get down to business. Ghostbusters. We're ready to believe you. The Titanic just pulled in. Well, better late than never. Ray, when someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes. Jurassic Park. Same. I have watched it about 24 times so far. Never gets dull. Edit, I'm sorry I haven't watched it 5,000 times already. I will do better. Bit of a random one but twister. As a Brit, I love the small town America vibe and how the gang all get on. Bill Paxton is a legend. You know the drive-in theater that gets hit by the tornado in that movie? That's the drive-in I grew up watching movies at. Including the movie Twister. I was in grade school when they were filming it in my hometown and it was crazy to get to go watch it and experience screenception like that. As an American who lives in Tornado Alley, that movie never fails to provide the exact effing opposite of comfort. Shaun of the Dead. Do you want anything from the shop? Cornetto. Makes me just want to go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over. I felt that way since about 2008. Pirates of the Caribbean. You will always remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Also one of my faves. You have got to be the worst pirate I've ever heard of. Ah yes, but you have heard of me. Will Turner, this is either madness or brilliance. Jack Sparrow, it's remarkable how often those two traits coincide. Love that scene. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is Bliss. Triumphant guitar lick. Office Space. That movie is brilliant but I can only watch it every so often. It's too depressingly accurate. I liked it when first seeing it but after rewatching it working in an office for a few years, dear God can it be a downer but it's so spot on. I don't like my job, I don't think I'm going to go anymore. Michael, I did nothing, and it was everything I thought it could be. That line really resonates with me. Shows how taking it easy can really be a special experience. Ever since I saw Office Space, this has been my life's goal, the ability to do nothing for as long as I want without fear of losing my house, car, etc. In other words, to have enough resources where work is optional. Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Back to the Future. Love how Marty cannot just play music. Always has to go bananas. Him playing at the ball where his parents kiss for the first time is great. Chuck, this is your cousin Marvin. I think I have that new sound you're looking for, listen to this. It's the old paradox, Chuck recorded it after hearing Marty play it, but Marty learned it hearing Chuck's recording. No matter what mood I'm in, that shot of Doc Brown dancing and yelling in the street at the end always puts a dumbass smile on my face. The Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. Makes me feel like I'm 8 all over again. You mean the 1999 cinematic masterpiece The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz? Hey O'Connell. Looks to me like I have all the horses. Hey Benny. Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. Love that movie. In my opinion, one of the only films inspired by Indiana Jones that I think perfectly captured that fun adventure feel with the added spice of horror. Also definitely gave me nightmares as a kid, but like, the fun kind. I always thought the mummy looked super cool when all zombie-like, always wished he didn't become human looking so fast. Despite how bad the third movie was, I still enjoyed it because of Brendan. Older Brendan Fraser movies are great. Especially George of the Jungle. I watched that as a kid on VCR and still love it to this day. The Naked Gun. We're here to celebrate Frank's 1000th drug dealer kill. Well, to be fair, the last two I just backed over in my car, they later turned out to be drug dealers. Had a mustache, about 6'1", awfully big mustache. Valet, offering to check Frank's coat. "Your coat, sir?" Frank, indignant, "Yes, and I have the receipt to prove it." When I see 5 weirdos dressed in togas stabbing a guy in the middle of the park in full view of 100 people, I shoot the bastards. That's my policy. That was a Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar, you moron. You killed 5 actors. Good ones. I didn't catch it my first couple viewings, but I love the part when they are in the tech gadget lab, and the 2 guys go through a door, but Frank walks around the door through a full opening getting to the same place. Hey! It's Enrico Palazzo. It's like eating a spoonful of Drano. Sure, it'll clean you out. But it'll leave you hollow inside. I couldn't believe it was her. It was like a dream. But there she was, just as I remembered her. That delicately beautiful face. And a body that could melt a cheese sandwich from across the room. And breasts that seemed to say, "Hey! Look at these." She was the kind of woman who made you want to drop to your knees and thank God you were a man. She reminded me of my mother, all right. No doubt about it. Frank, snap out of it. You're looking at her like she's your mother, for Christ's sake. Matilda. Best Danny Devito role ever. The kid that gets flown around the schoolyard and back into the classroom was my college buddy, Liam. Good guy. Haven't talked to him in ages. Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Also, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Mel Brooks just calms me. I watched Robin Hood Men in Tights 1,000 times as a kid. I know every line, every inflection of their voices, every breath, and I still laugh as hard as the first time I saw it. Hey Lincoln. Did you say Abe Lincoln? I die every effing time. Any love for Spaceballs? Candygram for Mongo. Mongo only pawn in Game of Life. Hook. Or basically anything with Robin Williams from my childhood. Edit. This thread made me feel so nostalgic that I'm on Robin Williams' 90s movies binge now. Thanks guys. Finally rewatched Hook a month ago, first time seeing it since I was maybe 13 to 14. It's just wonderful. I can't believe it was panned back then because the scale of the bigger scenes, the good cry feels, Smee in his entirety, they're all just great. The Road to El Dorado. I comforted the F out to this last night. Music by Elton John really seals the deal. WALL-E. I love WALL-E. And one of the reasons why I love it so much is that there's barely any dialogue for the majority of the movie. And yet, you understand what's going on. When I first watched it, my English was still bad, so it felt great that I could still follow the storyline without having to read the subtitles or watch the dubbed version. This is something I feel is way overlooked on it too. For literally the first 45 minutes, the only actual dialogue is from BNL ads or a song from an old musical. A children's movie with very little dialogue in the first 45 minutes is crazy, and it works. Virginia, there's something so sweet about robot love. Princess Bride. Finding Nemo. Legally Blonde. I wasn't expecting this being someone else's comfort movie. It's just pure positivity. Always makes me feel better. Don't stomp your little, last season Prada shoes at me, honey. The montage of her studying and working out is enough for me to get amped. I watched it every finals week during law school. I love Legally Blonde. I love that she's smart enough to get into Harvard Law and she never changes her morals, values, outlook, or attitude to fit in. I love that it challenges the ditzy blonde stereotype. I love that she openly recognizes they warn her is unhealthy and she doesn't quit. She keeps her stride, not only to show him he's an idiot for losing her, but to prove to herself that she can do anything. I love it. Absolute classic. May we all have Elwood's confidence and self-esteem. Mean Girls. Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. Made out with a hot dog? Oh my god, that was like one time. Oh my god. Danny Devito. YouTube link. Oh brother, where art thou? I can watch it anytime and be happy. We thought you was a toad. We thought you was a toad. Do not seek the treasure. His mama done run off. Damn, we're in a tight spot. Who elected you leader of this outfit? Well, Pete, I figured it should be the one of us with the capacity for abstract thought, but if that isn't the consensus, then I suggest we put it to a vote. Well, ain't this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere. The sirens loved him up and turned him into a horny toad. And stay out of the Woolworths. Howl's Moving Castle. My first thought. Howl's and Kiki's. Even though I guess Howl's is more interesting, I find Kiki's so relaxing and I can just watch it again and again. Same. Spirited Away is gorgeous and I adore it, but my fave Miyazaki film is definitely Kiki's. It's so chill. Edit, I've been meaning to watch Howl's for ages, think I'll do that tonight finally. If you haven't watched it already, I would also recommend Only Yesterday. Extremely nostalgic and relaxing. Ratatouille. That movie is the equivalent of a warm hug. When I visited the Disney store in NYC 2 years ago, the only thing I wanted was a Remy plush. I looked around the whole store and couldn't find any Ratatouille-themed items except for a cutting board and some salt and pepper shakers. I asked an employee where I could find Remy, and they said they don't carry any Remy plush figures at all. But of course, they had 2 bins full of March of the Penguins plush toys. March of the goddamn Penguins. That may change soon. I think they're going to redo Paris and Epcot to Ratatouille themed. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Depending on my mood, either My Cousin Vinny or Pride and Prejudice, 2005. For me, it's My Cousin Vinny and the 1995 BBC miniseries of Pride and Prejudice. The 2005 movie is nice too, especially if I don't have the time to invest in the miniseries. The score is lovely. Yes. For comfort, the 2005 version is where it is at. The music and cinematography are breathtaking. I also love the casting, even if it isn't Colin Firth. Lord of the Rings takes me back to when I was 10 to 12. I can't believe those movies are 20 years old already. God, I feel old. Oh, wow. I seem to have misplaced an entire decade. Same, it's hard to believe it's already been 10 years since the 90s. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.